This is the second generation Apple Pencil, and I've used this almost every day on my iPad Air. Now, having the ability to have the Apple Pencil on the iPad Air has been great, as my whole life is basically on my iPad Air. I have everything. I have my calendar, my notes. I even have some freeform boards. My notes have been all handwritten. My freeform boards have all been handwritten. But I think Apple's missing out on something by not allowing Apple Pencil support onto the iPhone. So, first of all, this is like the perfect size now. It fits it. Look, maybe we'll get a mini Apple Pencil if they add it to the iPhone, but how cool would it be to like pick up my Apple Pencil and just draw on my iPhone, or write, or fix a note, or sign a document? It would be so much nicer than sitting there like this with my finger, and then it doesn't look good, and then it's too big or too small. But having freeform notes and everything on my iPad in my handwritten form has made me really appreciate kind of the continuity of the Apple ecosystem. But it's also made me realize some things Apple doesn't make sense. So not including Apple Pencil is one of those things. I take notes in class, they're handwritten with my Apple Pencil on my iPad. But if I need to edit them without having an Apple Pencil support or my iPad, so if I don't have either of these on me and I'm editing either on my iPhone or my Mac, it just looks out of place and looks kind of stupid, because whereas you had the fine tip point precision of an Apple Pencil, the palm rejection and everything, you don't have that on the iPhone. And I think Apple so easily could add connectivity for an Apple Pencil. Maybe make an Apple Pencil Mini. Doesn't have to connect to the side. Maybe make like a MagSafe accessory, like a wallet that kind of like includes it. That'd be pretty cool. Now, I do also know Steve Jobs did say back in the day that the iPhone would never have a stylus. But would the Apple Pencil be here if Steve Jobs was around? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I also think if Steve Jobs was still around, a lot of things would be done differently. But with the introduction of the upcoming AR headset, another thing I was thinking is maybe Apple includes this and you can write kind of like in the air through the AR VR headset, which I think would be pretty cool. Now, we haven't heard any rumors about this. This is just me thinking Apple should add this to almost every device, except for the Mac, because the Mac is not a touchscreen, and to write on the trackpad with this, I just feel like that damages the trackpad if you press too hard, and that might just be too much. But to add this to my iPhone would be something I know a lot of people would appreciate, and a lot of people have wanted for years. Maybe we'll get it with iOS 17, but as someone who has everything in the calendar app on his iPhone, the reminders app, the notes app, and really whatever Apple built-in apps that sync between devices, I use my Apple Pencil in almost all of them, as it's a great way to interact with my iPad, and I think it'd be an even better way to interact with the iPhone in certain aspects. Now, there are some times where a physical touch will not, like a touch swipe, that cannot be replaced by a pencil. But if I'm going to take a quick note and I turn my iPhone sideways, I should be able to take my Apple Pencil and just scribble on my iPhone. Instead, I have to take my finger and write, hi. Whereas if I take my iPad, double tap on my lock screen, and just write hi, it looks 10 times cleaner and smaller than it does on my iPhone. Because with my iPhone, I'm writing it with my finger. It's a lot harder to write on an iPhone with your finger than to use a stylus like this. And Apple has so many unique things to the Apple Pencil, like the double tap to change tools and everything, that I think the iPhone productivity would really benefit from this, because I don't know how many times I'll be making notes on my iPad and I just double tap, erase, and then go right back to writing. And having my handwritten notes, there's something that's more personal about a handwritten note than a typed note, I feel. And while everything is digital for me, I don't really have papers. Everything is done either on my iPad in my handwriting, or it's a typed note through my phone or iPad, or my phone or iMac. So it really depends. But I think Apple is missing a big opportunity by not adding the Apple Pencil to their iPhone. But I want to hear if you think this is something we may get with iOS 17, as we are only a few days away from June 5th, which is WWDC, and the announcements of iOS 17, watchOS 10, macOS 14, and iPadOS 17. But I want you to remember, today's a good day to make a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.